it's disrespectful when you guys are talking.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Matt Flournoy. I'm a lawyer here in Marietta. But before I went to law school, I did other things. I'm going to talk about that today. Now, it's important that you remember my name. Names are very important. My name is Matt Flournoy. That comes from France. It's French. It comes from fleur noir. Say fleur.
Fleur
Noir.
noir.
That translates into flower black. So my name means Mr. Flower Black. And if you ever see the name Flournoy, you'll remember it from being French derivative flower black. But it's been Americanized to be Flournoy. So, enchanté. Say enchanté.
Enchanté.
That means glad to meet you in French. And in Spanish, it's mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto.
gusto.
Mucho gusto.
And you know what it is in Italian? Piacere.
Piacere.
Piacere. You
Piacere.
guys are very good. Goodness, good language. Okay, now, why am I here today? I have no children. My wife and I'm happily married, no children. I have nieces and nephews. But I am like you. I went to school at Hickory Hills Elementary School. 57 years ago, I was in first grade here, and my teacher's name was Mrs. Dobson. And I remember, no. And I want to thank your teacher. What is your name?
Oh, you can just call me Mrs. J, but actually I'm a sub for today.
Well, thank you for what you do, because your predecessors taught me to read, taught me to write, taught me to add, subtract, multiply, and divide before we had the use of computers. So I'm old school. Now, to prove to you that I went to school here, I dug out something, and this is the only new school thing. This is a photograph of me, Matt Flournoy, 57 years ago at Hickory Hills Elementary School. And that is my classmate, Laurie Crow. I'm still friends with her today. And what does it say? First grade aquarium gazers. Laurie Crow and Matthew Flournoy, fleur noir, black flower. Pupils of Mrs. Terrell Dobson at Hickory Hills School, right here. By the way, this was the same, my third grade is right here. This one, third grade, this very way. A fine pasteboard fish as fascinating as the real live kind. That's an exaggeration. The aquarium was one of many art exhibits displayed by pupils at the recent arts festival held at the school. So, 57 years ago, I was like you. Now, I knew that one day when I grew up, I was going to be a lawyer. Soy abogado americano. You know what that means? That means I'm an American lawyer. Abogada is a female lawyer. Abogado. Es muy importante hablar español en este país. It's very important to speak Spanish in this country. We need to learn more than one language. Okay, so after I graduated from college, high school, I wanted to go to college. And guess where I went to college? It starts with a P.
Princeton.
Yes. Now, have you heard of Princeton?
Yes.
Do you know what state it's located in? It's in New Jersey. Where's New Jersey? It's north of here on the coast, about 800 miles away. So I went to college there. Now, when I went to college, I got involved as an extracurricular activity as a cheerleader. Yes, boys can be cheerleaders. And let me show you. This is a picture of me, my freshman year, as a cheerleader. I'm the tall one right there. Right there. This is called old school. I'm going to give it to you. I want you to look at it, and you can pass it that way. Now, here's another one. Picture me when I was a junior with a cheerleader from the rival school called Brown. Have you ever heard of the school called Brown? It's an Ivy League school in Providence, Rhode Island. Now, I do not know the name of this cheerleader. We had her picture taken with her. I do not know her. I'm the taller one. I'm going to let you have it. You can pass it that way. Now, one good thing about going to be a cheerleader, you get to go to the football games, the basketball games, ice hockey, women's basketball, all different types of sports. And at one time, my junior year, they brought a live Siberian tiger to the football game. And that's a real tiger. And it was only on a leash. And that girl right there had a leash. And it licked me. That's a real tiger. We'll start
I know that what's up a man's head is a white tiger.
Yes, that's a Siberian tiger. And here's another picture of me, Siberian tiger. This, now, it was so, go the entire way. Thank you. Once everybody's seen him, you cycle back to me. It was so dangerous, they realized that the powers that be said no more. They no longer bring a live tiger to the Princeton Stadium. Okay, so in college, my junior year, I said, Matt, what do I want to do for the rest of my life? I want to be a lawyer. I want to practice law. But before I do that, I want to do something. I want to travel, see the world. And what did I do? I joined the Navy. So I joined the Navy, and this is my ship. It is a Spruance-class destroyer, and I was part of what's called the commissioning crew. I commissioned it, which means I took it on sea trials, and one person asked me last time, what war did you fight in? I fought in what's called the Cold War, and the enemy was Russia, the Soviet Union. But we actually didn't fight, but we trained to fight. One of our jobs was ASW, anti-submarine warfare. So we would listen with sonar to the Russian submarines to figure out where they were to protect our aircraft carriers with the airplanes on them from the Russian submarines. And so we would do that in the Mediterranean, because many times with the aircraft carriers would be shadowed by a Russian submarine. We would listen and track them and follow them, but we did not shoot them, because that would have started World War III, and a lot of people would have died, including me. So, I was the communications officer on board the ship, and someone said, well, where were you in this ship? My officer's quarters where I slept, you sleep on a rack, not a bed, rack, R-A-C-K, would be right here in the superstructure, about right there, about midships there, and I would con the ship, which means control the ship by verbal commands. I would say this: right standard rudder, steady on course 090. Aye, sir, right standard rudder, steady on course 090. And I would guide the ship. I would say, all engines ahead full, all engines ahead full. Do that. But I would do about verbal commands, okay? Do you have a camera? Do you want to take pictures of the uniforms? You don't have a camera?
I do. I have a camera.
Are you going to be able to? Because I was going to let them try on my uniform.
Oh, for real?
For real.
Yes.
Okay. What I'd like to do now is let me just present it first. This is a naval uniform. It's called a dress blues. You see the two stripes there? That means I was a lieutenant. Say lieutenant.
Lieutenant.
Right. The grades are, you start as an ensign, then Lieutenant JG, which means junior grade, and this is a full lieutenant. Yes, question?
What does the one stripe mean?
The one stripe would be an ensign, which is the most junior officer, one stripe. So this is my cover, meaning a hat, right there. And if your teacher would like to take your picture, you